What are the concealed carry laws in Berta? Like, I don't even think cops have the ability to concealed carry unless you're doing shit. Crazy that concealed carry is a thing in the USA. The only concealed carrying I do is conversations on Tinder. Which, can we talk about that? It feels like concealed because it's like the elephant in the room, brother. You and I are both intelligent adult humans. That's at least what I'm looking for in someone on Tinder. And I'm saying fucking everything here. I'm asking every single question, bro. Guys, I have so many fucking games for the Game-a-thon, but I've just been scooping up so many games. We got Surmount, we got Pacific Drive, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, another Crab's Treasure, My Friendly Neighborhood, Jusant, which I've heard is really good, Jedi Survivor, which we never played, which is, I can just milk the bit that it's like, oh my god, it's me, except I would have to grow facial hair, which I think this guy does better than me currently, unfortunately. Yeah, I have a disgusting number of games. What game do you think you have the most hours in? It's not a think. It is, I know which game I've put the most hours into, and it is Rocket League. We don't have to talk about it. We can change the subject. So, what brought you to the area? We're practicing the first date. I can't talk about GTA RP, right? GTA RP is like an immediate L. Talk about bouldering. Oh, trust me, I have. The thing is, on Tinder, they only know your first name. So they're like, hey, you know, your name's Andrew. So they can't look up my TED Talk. But I was worried, like, you know, what about like my Snapchat or like my Instagram? When we move the conversation off Tinder, I'm like, fuck, dude, if they actually look me up and see the TED Talk, I'm so cooked, dude. They're gonna hit me up with the what that one girl did. It was so weird because she was like, yo, I think I'm gonna have to do a rain check on our date. My sister got pneumonia and was in the ER. And I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. And then I was like, so do you want to move this conversation elsewhere? Assuming you're okay with the fact that I'm originally from Red Deer? Question mark. And then she unmatched me, bro. I was like, okay, either me being from Red Deer is a deal breaker, or you never had any intent of going on the date and we're just using your sister's pneumonia as an excuse? Cringe, bro. Why'd you bring up Red Deer? Because we were talking about where we were from. The fact that you mentioned it is definitely a red flag. No, it's not. Unfortunately, the overlap of climber girls that play video games is ultra low. Oh yeah, no, I definitely have standards that are girl and attractive. I'm not signing up to Christian Mingle. Oh god, have you guys seen that Northern Line clip where it's like League of Legends son or TFT daughter? And he says, vow of celibacy? Come on, man. TFT's a good game. It's not as bad as League. Dude, do you ever think about things that you've said and realize in context, like now that I'm about to tell you what I've said, I feel like an idiot? Even when I try and stop myself from oversharing and info dumping about something, I can't. Like, I just remember typing out how Helldivers is a hilarious satire of militaristic fucking, I don't know. Oh, I'm actually dying inside, bro. Like, anytime I think back to these oh god. And I said, oh, well, I'm really into the independent gaming scene, and I think it's a really great time for it to happen specifically because of the ease of access to development tools and online distribution. Verbatim what I said. And then I added the bit about Helldivers after. I'm never gonna get laid. I'm actually gonna be alone forever, dude. You know, the interesting thing is, I met this person and I was chatting with them, and she's like really well written and seems really bright and is like actually like having a good conversation. And then like 10 messages in, I got blindsided a little bit when they were like, yeah, so it's like me and my husband have like a open relationship. I think honestly it's just like there's like prejudice a little bit, and I had to kind of check it and be like, yeah, like literally what's wrong with that? This is like the most normal person I've talked to on this app, and they just like kind of calmly explain that they don't really lead with it because it leads to people kind of like, you know, sexualizing them right off the get-go otherwise. And I'm like, that actually kind of makes sense. So anyways, we're having dinner tomorrow. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was tonight. Why do you think I was late to stream? 6-year relationship, never got married, untouched. Chastity belt. I make out with and play board games with an insanely cool MILF that I met at the local kink dungeon. There's like 3 phrases in that sentence that actually might kill a Victorian era child. Real talk though, I might be going on my first date ever soon. Where do I take her? Okay, first date advice. Number 1, don't act like yourself. I want you to pick like the leading role in some sort of, you know, comedy or like romantic comedy. Become basically like a caricature of him. And then what you want to do is you want to establish that you're the one in control of the situation. Uh-oh, we're doing what I want to do. You go to the Hooters down the street. It's for the wings. And they're never going to believe you. We've had that discussion before. But then you take them there and the wings are actually good. Oh, chat. Question. What do you do when you meet your Tinder date for the first time? Do you handshake? Do you hug? Do you go for the... Like, this is... I think having anxiety is fucked up. Because I'm like, oh, I could go for the hug. And then it's like, literally, like, I'm like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, where's my hug? But, you know, you don't want to be presumptuous. Nobody owes you a hug just because you're going on a date with them. Do you see this insane back and forth dialogue that I have with myself? And then I'm saying the next 40 things alone in my bed because I missed the date because I was thinking about whether or not I was going to hug them. You show up to the diner at the same time as the date. What do? Do you lead with the hand and pull them in for a Trump handshake? Do you walk up and provide no physical cue at all? Because that's what you're suggesting. Don't initiate physical contact. My ass is going to be walking up like fucking robot from Prometheus, giving zero physical cues at all. You open the door. Okay. Hear me out. Scenario number 2. I'm sitting down at the table because I showed up early. I'm sitting there, I'm sipping on an old fashioned and smoking inside. 2 people have already told me I can't do that. I light another cigarette. She shows up. Do I stand? Is it the 1930s? Do I have to stand anytime a lady comes to the table and isn't sitting down? Do I stay seated? Why don't you have a seat, toots? That's what that feels like if I stay seated. I don't like that. Option number 3, stand up, go for a handshake. Feels like a business deal. Option number 4, to stand up and go for like a hug. Option number 5, we're in Latin America. We stand up and we go on the cheek. This is about the amount of overthinking I do for every message I send. I'm gonna make it, guys. How are you at holding conversations IRL? I'm an 8 at holding conversations IRL. I'm a strong 4 on the messages. I write with too precise of grammar. I info dump. I am terrible. Texting is actually like I'm impersonating a person when I text someone. Whereas when I'm in person, I'm able to mask a little bit less. What do people say when they see you in real life? I don't know. I was walking down the street the other day and this lady was like, oh my God, you're the most incredible looking man I've ever seen. I have to get your number. You guys don't believe me? Ask Brad Pitt. He was right behind me. R-E-R-E-R-E, forward this for good luck. Huh? You like that one? I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? That joke is older than I am. You want to know something crazy though? Okay, so you know that I told you about that one guy I know who, you know, had an easy time on the apps and would like ask girls immediately if they want to go on a date and then go to like a bench near a grocery store. He told me about his bio. At one point it said looking for freaks and it worked, man. I'm like, I hate you. I'd match, not gonna lie. It sounds like a dope first date, but if I proposed that to someone in the first 5 messages, they're gonna think I'm a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a serious level of risk to pull that one off. Dude, honestly, if I wanted to play the statistics game, I should make my profile that I love pop country, that I drive a truck, catfishing with our hands.